Ladies. So today I want to talk about the whole Demarcus Cousins thing. I see a lot of people are freaking out, and I understand people are freaking out. But more into I read into this shit, the more I'm like, this might not be as terrible as we thought. Look at the situation. For what I am hearing, Demarcus Cousins may not play as fast as January. And he could possibly play late until May. So this guy, there's a reason why nobody wanted to negotiate a contract with him, especially a max contract with him. This man, that foot, like, he might never be the same again. Like, that's what I'm hearing. That's why he only accepted the 1 year $5 million offer, because try to win a championship, because he might be finished from what I'm hearing. They're saying that at fastest he's going to be back by January. That's going to be a year. That's going to be a year since he tear the Achilles heel. Even though that's a pretty bad injury, it is a long time for them to be targeting January. That is a year. And they're not even sure. They're saying he might even be out until May. That is a long time. That is not good news for Demarcus Cousins in his future as an NBA player, if they're saying he possibly could be out somewhere from a year to 17 months. Also a lot of people did not want him, one, because of his foot injury, and two, because of his attitude. A lot of people are afraid of his attitude, that they don't want him in the locker room. And so there was not a lot of people wanting to negotiate with Demarcus Cousins. And that's why he ended up having his agent call Bob Myers, the general manager of the Warriors, and asking him, will you accept me for a year in the minimum exception, which is 1 year, $5 million. And they ended up saying yes. Of course they ended up saying yes. But he might not even play until May, or he might even miss a whole season. There's a possibility he may miss the whole season. This is not as bad as you think. You might not get the Demarcus Cousins that we saw, that we've seen in the past. This may be a shell of Demarcus Cousins. Like, his career may be finished, or at least he might not be a superstar anymore. We need to see how this turns out. This man could be finished, and there's a reason why he accepted just 1 year for $1 million, because he at least might want to, okay, he's going to try to prove himself a horse, but at the same time, he might as well, if I'm finished, let's win a championship at least. We don't know what's going to happen. I'm hearing that fastest January, at latest May. And if it's May, like, that's going to really matter. Imagine if they're in a West final series with Houston. Do you want to bring Demarcus Cousins back in the middle of a series versus Houston? That might not be a good idea. So there is a chance that I think he will play, but he might not even be 100% at all this season. And if he has to play until, say, April, May, it's going to be a problem for the Warriors having to try to fit him in during the playoffs. It is not as bad as you think. It's really not, if you really think about it. Now, supposedly, there's a talk. I was reading an article that supposedly they think that Demarcus Cousins is lying. They think that so supposedly Demarcus Cousins. I was reading two articles. Somebody's telling a lie. Somebody's telling the truth. The Demarcus Cousins supposedly nobody offered him anything. And he got really mad when the Pelicans ended up instead signing Julius Randle for 2 years, $17 million. That really got him angry, and that's when he decided to have his agent call the Warriors. That really got him angry, which I can understand. The frustration of nobody calling you, and then the team that you were in decides to go with Julius Randle, who pretty much plays your position, and offers him a 2 year, $17 million contract. So that's when apparently he got frustrated and he called the Warriors. But also, I am hearing that there was an offer made by the Pelicans for 2 years, $41 million. So somebody's lying, whether it's Demarcus Cousins or the Pelicans. Supposedly the Pelicans offered a 2 year, $41 million contract, and he did not accept it. I find that hard to believe. I really do. This man was frustrated. He knew he was not going to get the max. So he was targeting a 2 to 3 year deal. I think he would have taken that deal, wouldn't you? Marty, comment here. Please participate, son. What do you know about this? Because that's what I'm hearing, that supposedly they offered a 2-year, $41 million contract. Is that true or false? I think that's false, Marty. I'm sorry, you're a friend of mine. I'm not saying your team's lying, but I find it hard to believe that, although yes, the Warriors championship, but come on, man, like 1 year, $5 million, over 2 years, $41 million, and a position where the Warriors are starting to weaken in, as you saw it last year, they almost lost to Houston, and the Pelicans are coming up. They're on the way up. I mean, I think he would have taken that 2-year, $41 million contract. I really do. I think this is horseshit. I think they're lying, and I think the truth was that there was no offers, and he got frustrated when the Pelicans ended up signing Julius Randle to 2 years, $17 million, and that's when he decided to call Myers and the Warriors and asked if he could play for the mid-level exception, which is 1 year, $5 million. I think that is the truth here. I think that is the truth. I think this whole Pelican story about them offering 2 years, $41 million is horseshit. That's what I think, and I'm pairing with Demarcus Cousins. Like I say, Marty, I'm still your friend. Don't worry, man. We're still friends. But I think I agree more with the Demarcus Cousins team, and I think with Demarcus Cousins' story, and I think there was no offers. He was frustrated, and he decided to go to the Warriors. Like, if I'm gonna get a shitty ass money, I might as well do it while I try to win a championship. And I think that's what the mindset was. There was just frustration. There were no offers, and then the final decision came when he saw Julius Randle went to the Pelicans for 2 years, $17 million. He's like, fuck this. I'm calling the Warriors and see if it works, and it worked. That's what I think happened. I really do. But like I said, he might, as fast as he might play until January, as late as until May. That's going to be a disaster for the Warriors if they have to try to figure out how do you put him in the lineup. Imagine in the middle of a Houston series in the West Finals. So don't panic, ladies. Don't panic. A lot of people are saying, oh, we're not watching the NBA anymore. No. Slow your roll and slow your mouth. There may still be a possibility. Now, as far as me being a Lakers fan, I'm super excited about LeBron James. But at the same time, I know we're most like not winning a championship this year. It's LeBron James and a bunch of water boys. So I know we're not winning a championship, but I hate it for teams like Houston and the Celtics, who seem like they have a pretty good chance here, where now possibly not. But I think at the same time, Crucito, if you're watching the show, keep your head up, son. You could still have a chance. Demarcus Cousins, he's going to miss at least the first 2 months of the season, and he may miss a little bit more than that, possibly until May. And if he comes back at some time, it's going to take them a while, plus he may not be 100%, he might not be in the good condition. I think there's still a possibility a team like the Celtics or Houston can end up winning the championship. I might have to be drug tested, I know, but I think there's a possibility that this is not one. Okay, if I was betting Las Vegas, I would think the Warriors are winning the championship. Don't get me wrong, but I'm here as the Mexican fatty ass standing up because everybody's folding like a folder. But I'm not. I'm sitting here straight. And I am telling you right now that I don't think this is over. I think it's very slim chance that I think teams like Houston and the Celtics still have a chance of this shit. So don't give up just yet. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. Demarcus Cousins is most likely going to, whenever the hell he comes, I'm farting like a motherfucker right now. I apologize. Demarcus Cousins is going to come back most likely, but he might not be 100%. Remember, Kobe Bryant, this is really what knocked him out. He came back for the next 2-3 years, but he was never the same after 10 years Achilles. Ryan Howard, if you're a Major Leagues fan, remember, he was a monster. 1 year, had 57 home runs. He teared his Achilles heel tripping off. He hit the baseball, was going to run to first base. He tripped, teared his Achilles. And now, last thing I heard of him, he's in the minor leagues. For all I know, right now, he might be working at at Menards, asking people if they want wood with that. From 5 to 7. Careers can end with an Achilles injury. And I hope that's not the case with Demarcus Cousins, but everybody needs to understand. Everybody needs to understand it's not over yet. Demarcus Cousins is going to miss at least the first 2 months of the season, and when he comes back, whenever that is, he is most likely not going to be 100%. So people need to continue to watch the season and see what happens. I got people saying, oh, I'm not watching the NBA season because it's fucked. I'm not watching a single game. Watch the season. You never know what's going to happen. You never know. Hold your horses. Hold your cows. We do not know what is going to happen. I'm very disappointed in the fans. I really am. Chicken legs, I'm very disappointed in your foul language tonight. I'm going to have to call your mother. But I cannot believe, Johnny, same thing, Johnny, you were telling me, you're a well-spoken man, but he was telling me he's done with the NBA. Guys, it's not over yet. Demarcus Cousins is not 100%. He might never, ever be the same again. You smell me, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know in the comment section, what do you think? What do you think about what I have to say? Do I have to be drug tested? Possibly, but hear me out. Think about it. Think about it. Okay? Until next time, I am the man that runs the place. Chicken legs. I will be contacting your mother about your fan language. And until next time, I will see you later. My chicken, I have to go use the restroom. Later.